This is a great question for one of my recent videos about why some people go back to toxic karmic relationships, karmic cycles. In that video, I stated that a lot of times this happens because they're not used to the love that a divine feminine gives, right? But this can go either way. This can go for a man or a woman. You got to remember that we do have same-sex couples. So a woman can also leave a man. A woman can also leave a woman. When it comes down to, it's not just for twin flames. This is about an avoidant attachment versus anxious attachment. Typically a person who is not willing to face their feelings and heal their traumas and have many insecurities and a lot of trauma, typically from their childhood. I've spoken about this in previous videos, that it creates an avoidant attachment style. That's what it all really comes down to, right? So it is a lot of inner child healing that someone has to do, but it is a lot of attachment style healing that you have to do, which goes hand in hand with inner child. Healing journey has so many layers. Now, if you are truly on the twin flame journey, this question is about like the divine masculine, what must happen that the divine masculine can heal their wounds. If you are truly on the twin flame journey, if you are healing your wounds, your divine masculine will also heal their wounds, okay? If you are truly loving yourself, you are healing your attachment style, you are healing traumas, you are unveiling these shadows, you are facing your insecurities, you are facing your fears, your divine masculine will feel guided to do the same. They may not do it the same way that you're doing it in such a spiritual manner at first, but they will feel called to do it. This doesn't mean that this applies to every dynamic, okay? This doesn't always happen because if you're not on the twin flame journey, if the person that you are dating is an avoidant, goes back to someone that is considered toxic or, karmic like is what we like to call it. But let's just say someone that has a lot of insecurities, right? We've all had our insecurities. And I know someone commented, well, we shouldn't say that we're better than them. And that's absolutely true. You are right. And I'm glad you brought that to my attention, because in my video, you said they go to someone that's less than us. And that's not right, because we've been there. We've been somebody's karmic. We've been wounded. We've been insecure. We've had all that. But what I was trying to say is because we have healed so many parts of ourselves, our healing energy triggers insecurities and wounds within a divine masculine or within an avoidant, okay? So when we trigger up those insecurities and wounds that an avoidant doesn't want to heal, has not healed because they're so used to these toxic cycles and unhealthy relationships, it's very hard for them to face it because they're not used to a healthy dynamic. Therefore, they go to what they are used to, even if it is unhealthy and it is not right for them, right? So what must happen for the DM to heal their wounds, for them to stop repeating their cycles? What's interesting is in an Akashic reading that I did today, I saw her divine masculine struggling. I saw him really just frustrated with the person that he's with. He's not happy in his relationship. He's just really frustrated, very lost. And I heard, I feel lost. And the answer that I heard was that the divine is orchestrating, right? The divine is always behind the scenes. We do not need to interfere. We do not need to try to save the divine masculine. The divine will keep pushing them. Their higher selves will keep pushing them, but it is up to them to listen to their hearts. And eventually they will keep hitting these karmic cycles and loops, just as we did, right? Just as us divine feminines or anybody who's on a healing journey, when you are going through your dark night of the soul, you keep hitting these cycles and you get so frustrated with hitting the same wall over and over to the point where we say, you know what? It's time to make a change. I need to listen to my heart. I need to listen to my inner voice. I need to listen to what my soul is calling me to do. But obviously for someone who's an avoidant, it can be harder because they're not used to this, right? An avoidant tends to run from their feelings. An avoidant tends to run from facing their problems, from facing their truth. It is very, very hard for them. They want to, but it scares the crap out of them. So we do have to be more compassionate towards them. I'm not saying we have to fix them, and I'm not saying we have to solve things for them, but understand that they're coming from a very traumatized childhood where this created this avoidant attachment style to where they don't know how to listen to their feelings, whereas we typically do. People with anxious attachment, we have so many feelings, but we also have to heal that attachment too, right? Until we get to a secure attachment. Basically, what will happen is a divine masculine will eventually, if we are listening to our heart, if a divine feminine is listening to their heart, has our heart walls down, they will too. They will mirror us, okay? So a divine masculine will get so fed up by living a lie, by living in an unhealthy dynamic, by living in an unhappy dynamic, by pretending like they're happy, you know, for the sake of society and for the sake of the kids or for the sake of their family, by telling them it's the right thing to do. And eventually they get to a point where they want to do what's best for them. They want to listen to their heart. It's so funny because I've been binge watching Bridgerton. I have not binge watched a show, I feel like, in so long like this. It's so twin flame like. It is unreal, especially season 2 with Anthony and Kate. And like it's amazing. And those are very perfect example of a woman and a man running from themselves. He's going to what seems best. He's going to like the one that appears perfect on paper, but she is not who he wants. She is not who lights his soul on fire. And eventually they get to the point where they can't stand it anymore. And they have to come to terms with what is the truth within themselves, what is the truth in their heart. And then she kind of becomes the runner too. I probably shouldn't spoil it for you guys, so if you guys haven't watched Bridgerton, I'm so sorry. But either way, it's really worth watching. And it's just been so eye-opening to me. And then he eventually, I love the way he confesses his feelings. I was like, every divine masculine needs to confess their feelings to the divine feminine like this. When he says, "You are the bane of my existence and the object of all my desires," I was like, Lord, yes. This is what I'm saying. Bridgerton really puts you in a fantasy. But, you know, eventually, once your divine masculine has done some healing, has listened to their heart, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, guys. Like, you don't understand. Like, even I've had moments where I've fought it so much, whether it's this journey or other things in my life. And we have these heart walls, right? And we have to get to a point where we finally put those heart walls down and listen to what it is our heart truly desires. Because what your heart wants is where you are meant to be. Your soul is guiding you. It's just that the mind, the ego, really gets in the way because of all the outside conditioning. And so it takes a lot. But eventually they will get there. And as soon as you let your heart walls down and you start healing your wounds and your insecurities, your attachment style, your divine masculine, if they truly are your divine masculine, your twin flame, your other half, they will be guided to do the same because you are one with them, okay? So I'm sorry, I'm just hearing Anthony in my head. You are the bane of my existence. And it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. You vex me. I love it. If you haven't watched that show, go watch it. But yeah, essentially it just all comes down to avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, healing their wounds, healing their insecurities. The divine will orchestrate, the divine will intervene, and they will figure it out once they get fed up with the life that they have, and they'll listen to their heart.